Well, alright, as always, thanks for joining. Today we are looking at the New View Hunting 4G cellular, solar powered tilt and pan trail camera. That is a mouthful. But it is a cellular camera, works off the 4G network, solar powered, and you can pan and tilt this camera all remotely from your phone. And we're going to be putting it to the test. So stick around. You're going to get this whole kit in a box, and when you open it up, you're going to have your solar panel, you're going to have your camera, you're going to have a SIM card and an SD card and a pair of tweezers. And you're going to find out real quick why you need those tweezers, and that is to get the SIM card in there. That is teeny tiny, hard to get into, and you're going to get the SD card as well, and you're going to put that thing on in the bottom here, and then you're going to close that thing up after you turn the power on. So it's got a little rubber boot on it. And then there's also a little rubber boot down here to plug your solar panel into. So we're going to get into setting this thing up. We're going to get it out in the woods on some public and some private, and I'm going to show you guys some of the pictures and videos that it took, and then we'll come back here with some closing thoughts. Alright, so we're here at a permission property that I have, and we're going to be mounting the New View Hunting 4G trail camera, and we're going to put it right here on this tree, which I've hunted right up over here before and didn't even realize this thing's a pear tree. So no wonder why the deer like to come over here. I'm guessing they like to eat pears. I don't know. I guess we'll find out with this camera. So we're going to mount it right here, clear a little bit of the brush away, and I'll walk you through just the steps that I'm going to take to mount this thing. We'll start off with our strap. Our base is up, and really just put this thing in and snap it into place, and we're mounted to the tree. Flipping our antennas up, and then we're going to mount our solar panel. And we'll just run our power cable from our solar panel over to our camera. And I'm already getting alert messages that it is seeing some action, so we're going to log on here to our app. Good night, these mosquitoes are loving me. Cloud Edge here, and we can play these things back. As long as you're familiar with your cell phone, it's really easy to get connected, it's really easy to get attached, and really been super happy with it. So overall, this camera performed pretty well, has some great video. I love the pan and tilt features of it. There's a lot of different options you can do with the app. I think cell service connectivity may or may not be an issue for you, so make sure you've got good cell service where you're going to put this camera. But overall, I think the quality of the build and everything is pretty solid. Let's get into some of the cons or areas for improvement. So areas for improvement for New View Hunting. Here's some things. Let's get this solar panel in black, cable in black. Let's get a way to attach this to the tree with a buckle, not having to screw it in, similar to the way we buckle this thing. The other thing that I definitely want to see on this is I want to see a cable able to lock this thing with a cable lock. I don't want to spend a couple $100s on a trail camera and not be able to lock that to a tree. Because unfortunately I found out, much like many people here find out the hard way, people steal trail cameras and tree stands. And if you're wondering about that, check out the link in the video over here. Unfortunately, that happened to me this season, and I definitely wouldn't have wanted that on a camera I spent a couple $100s on. So that's definitely something I want to see improved. And then the other thing I'd like to see improved is the quality of the strap here. It's just a cheesy little buckle that I know if I put a little too much force on would snap real easy. So a couple things to improve on, but other than that, this camera is a really great camera. Has some great video capabilities, has some great audio, and some great features as well. So, oh wait, I forgot, it's solar powered. We didn't even talk about battery life. So upon initially getting the camera, I plugged it in, charged it, and left it out in the woods for over a month, I think about 5 weeks. And at the time when I picked it up, I think the battery life was still in at 80%. And it was in a partially wooded area the entire time, wasn't in an open field or anything. So I was getting no direct sunlight, but light through the woods. And the battery life was in the 80%. I then brought it home and it sat in my dark basement for over a week. I want to say about a week and a half. And I forgot about recharging it, and I put it out in the woods probably 4 days ago and realized that the battery life was at 16%. So I think had I left it in light, it would have been totally fine. I'm hoping that there's going to be enough sunlight, although here in Michigan we don't get a whole lot of sunlight this time of year, direct sunlight, so hopefully that thing will stay charging. So that's battery life. The other thing we didn't talk about was the data plan. The data plan was a bit more expensive than I was expecting. I have 3 stealth cams, and I have those cameras on the $5 a month plan. This thing I had to sign up for either a 3 gig 1 month plan for $15.99 or a 90-day 6 gig plan for $39.99. I ended up signing up for the $39.99 plan for 3 months. So it's a bit more expensive than I was thinking, but you do need to know that going into it. Are there other plans, little SIM cards that you could put in there? Possibly. I don't know enough about it. So possibly that's something you could do. You could buy a different SIM card and put it in, but I'm not really sure. So anyway, that's those 2 things that made sure I needed to add. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. As always, thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.